Yeah, give or take a few. But you know, we hope that you'll help us, because we need this to be successful. As I said, it's our Marshall Plan. It is the plan that will get our economy actually moving, get our people employed, or self-employed, create the jobs that we need. We're doing this with the private sector. They've come in, they're very supportive, and they're also having discussions on what their needs are, what the demands are. So that we can actually sit down and ensure that the training that we're providing meets and is aligned to those demands and requirements. So we really need a lot of support from the media. I mean, most of those are our sisters, our brothers that are out there and that need these jobs, that need to be skilled. Nobody can now complain about not having the money to go into this, to access the TVET institutions. We are providing the resources. Government has put aside 30,000 for capitation. HELP is providing a loan of 40,000. Treasury has given HELP 10 billion to make sure that this actually, takes off, right? So we need all the help that we can get to get this message out. It's transformative, completely transformative. I believe in this very, very much. I think it's the whatever that we needed to turn the economy around. So, so I actually was wrong. The number that is enrolled is 302,000. 302,000. And of those, 184 actually in STEM, which is technology, engineering, and mathematics. And that's why I said that this is critical to drive the big four. For housing, we need these skills. For manufacturing, the same. For health, the universal healthcare, the same thing. Right? If we don't have these skills, we import them. And there's absolutely no need for us to import skills when we have so many young people out of school and out of work. And so the appeal again is that you all help us to get, people talking about this, to get young people interested and young people applying. We have a new qualifications framework, and that has made it very, very clear. Achieved, you can get into a TVET, right, and get skilled. So those children of ours that got E's can get into TVETs. Those who D's can get into TVETs. So there's absolutely no reason for any of them to remain unskilled. So I'm hoping that the media, as you can see, I'm making a very strong appeal, hoping that the media will be supportive, that will carry this as much as possible, because we really need to get these young people skilled.
The last one, what about the issue of passing out NEC exam for TVET institutions? Have you already agreed on it?
I can't hear you.
Passing out NEC exam, national examination.
Oh, well, that now that's a totally different ballgame again. You're talking about NEC exams for primary and secondary schools?
TVET.
Yes, because what we're doing is, because of the competency-based curriculum that has been developed with the help of the corporate sector, we are going to phase out anything that we feel does not meet today's demands and that does not prepare the youth for the jobs of tomorrow. So we will phase that out as we put in the curriculum-based. We'll put in place the curriculum, the competence-based curriculum. Well, I won't give you that answer now. I won't give you that answer. Any other questions?
Yeah. I have friends who regret doing engineering, very high cut-off points, and only to graduate and get the engineers regulatory board, ERP, not recognizing their courses. Is there any way that you can work around, let's say, lowering cut-off points for technical courses so that we can encourage more people to pursue engineering, and then move away from the current scenario where we believe more in papers rather than practical skills?
Well, I mean, if for today's students, I think it's going to be difficult, and those are conversations that are taking place. For the future, yes, because we're actually putting in place competency-based curricula, right from primary all the way, in fact, from ECD all the way up. Yeah, so in future, yes, that will happen. But today, I'm sorry that we will have to adhere to the regulations and the policies that are in place in our universities.
Any other question?
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, do you want to say a final word?
Yeah.
On your smart cards, I think.
Yes. There's a question?
Yes, when you were speaking, we couldn't see you because you're out of the shot.
Okay.
Away from the microphone.
So do I stand on the table now? Or? Is that okay now? Oh, next to Azir? Yes. Okay.
So
Okay. Just as the CSN has concluded, we look forward to have this battery of students who are out there to be able to get into TVET training institutions. CS didn't say that there is quite a bit of work, you know, using people, particularly in the media, using the religious community, using everybody that, you know, matters in the whole of this game so that we can get more numbers on this area. One thing that I think the CS emphasized on is the reverse of the pyramid that we want to do. If you look at the number of students at the university level, they are now about 680,000. And she has already announced we have only have 400,000 in technical. And that is what needs to be reversed so that we have more workers who are in the shop floor than what you have as managers. And again, insisting on employability, because this is the way to go. Technologist is the way to go in terms of having more people with skills so that they can, you know, depend on themselves. Their employability is much better. We are seeing that in terms of our loan repayment program that we are getting. And so we are excited to be, you know, in this space at this particular time in government. On the smart can CS, I'll continue emphasizing we have two bankers now in the room here. We have KCB, which is one of them that is contracted to offer the smart can services. The smart can services is an efficient way of how we will transfer the money to the student pocket directly, you know, from HELP, without taking it to a bank first of all. Then it goes to a bank account. The bank account bounces because maybe the student got the bank account wrongly. And therefore, the smart can gives us this opportunity of efficiency in terms of how we deliver funds, you know, to the student directly to their pocket. So I will again put a clarion call to the universities who have not gone on this. As you are aware, this September we are not going to fund any student of first year who is not on the smart can program. And now the TVET colleges by 31st December again, as the CS has said, we are looking forward so that you can be able to come on board and also be able to give your stipend through the smart can, and that way then will be more efficient in terms of how we deliver our services. Once again, it's just to emphasize on the student, get on the website, start applying, and we get straight away to give you the money by the time you are arriving in college. So let me close there then, so that I can allow you to interact maybe with the technical team, just in case they are looking forward to, you're looking forward to know exactly how do you apply. The technical team is ready here, even as we give way for the CS to leave. Thank you very much. Still a question?
Yes, we missed your point on the numbers as per last evening that had applied from TVET institutions against the total number of enrollment.
Yes. So currently, just to give you, as CS has already indicated, we have enrolled in TVET colleges is 302,000. And of those 302,000, the ones who are on our funding program were 47,000. The ones we think are graduating because they have hit their diploma and year are 15,000. That tells us that students in the TVET space of 32,000. Out of those 32,000, as at last evening, we had 5,401 who had applied. So what we're looking for is to cover the gap of the 27,000. And we now know that KUCCPS has taken in about 56,000. And remember, in the first cohort, I think that is what Omwanzala was asking. In the first cohort, they, together with the university, they took 28,000. So you can say 55 plus 28. And you arrive at a figure of about 83 or thereabout. Out of those 83,000, only 6,700 have applied. And that's why we are pushing the agenda to see how do we cover, the balance that have not applied, even as more students are being placed in through the KUCCPS. Clear?
And maybe the last thing that I'd like to say is that there are 550 students who applied to go to TVETs this year, but who actually had qualified to go to university. Yeah, I can tell you we are really, really proud of them, because they had the requirements to go to university, but actually chose deliberately, without much, encouragement, to apply to TVET. So we have agreed that those 550 are going to be our ambassadors for TVET, and we'll be getting in touch with them so that we can start now engaging them on spreading this wonderful message that it doesn't actually matter what grade you get, right? Or whether you've qualified for university, that in fact TVETs should be issues of choice for our children. So I wanted to get that out, that they're actually those that had qualified to go to university, but instead chose to go to TVETs. Thank you.
Okay, let's then close it there. You wanted to make a comment?
Yes, I think that would be fantastic.
Okay, yeah. Sorry? Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm very happy to be here. And I imagine if it was now that I was in university, I'd probably be amongst those 550. I am such a big advocate for skills-based training, and that's what I do for a living, having even gone through university. So I'm very happy to be here. I totally endorse TVET, and yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you, CS.
Thank you very much.
Just to echo Wahu, you all know that I was raised in a village in Kakamega, and then when I came to Nairobi, I was based in Umoja 1 and Umoja 2. Having said that, I had friends, and I was one of them, who would be seated on that jobless corner, just because no one would embrace us, just because you are not vouching for the white-collar job. So proud of the government and the Ministry of Education. I'm so glad, and I wish I would be in Umoja now those many years, because at least they've cared. So this is a message to those jobless corner students who are skilled. Maybe they're carpenters, they're technicians, and maybe even musicians, you're creatives. Now you have no reason to stay home and say you don't have fees, or the government doesn't care. So this is an open challenge to every young man out there. As Rufftone, I regret that I was not at this particular place 20 or 10 years ago. Now it's happening to you. Run with it. We are here to endorse TVET. Thank you.
So thank you very much, and have a great morning. Yes.
Oh, yeah.